Welcome to Guillermo's Cocina. I'm Guillermo, aka Bill, and today we're making flan de queso. What is flan de queso? It's just cheese queso. What cheese? Cream cheese. Yeah, so it's kind of like cheesecake meets flan. You're gonna love this. So let's get started making it. Flan really is fairly simple to make. There's only a couple of things that you need for this. Everything you see is basically before us here, except for, of course, the sugar for the caramel that goes in the pan. The pan's not here. The oven. Okay, we'll get to all that. We will get to all of those things. But let's just start here because this is the first step. This is the first thing you got to do. We have a blender because we're going to do this the easy way. I'm going to pop the top off. We have evaporated milk and sweetened condensed milk. We have 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and we have an 8-ounce block of cream cheese, nicely softened, as you can see. We also have 5 whole eggs, and that's everything that's going in here. So let's get started doing that with our, hold on. Wouldn't be me if I didn't forget something. So these things always settle, so I always set them upside down. Ahead of time, you have to really shake the evaporated milk really good. It does tend to settle on the bottom. And the sweetened condensed milk, well, let's just say this is going to be a challenge to get out of here. I'm just going to open these guys. Ooh, look at that. It wants out already. That's a good sign or a bad sign. I don't know. It's a sign. I saw the sign. I opened up my eyes, and I did. I saw it. Terrible. 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 Don't reward that kind of behavior. Don't do it. Okay. This guy is going in. Now, if you put the sweetened condensed milk down first in the blender, it's going to live there forever because it is really, really, really sticky. Sticky, no good. Not sure I shook that well enough. You really, really, really got to shake this because it does settle and thicken quite a bit. Yeah, good enough. All right, now it is time for this guy to go in and hope it doesn't completely stick to the bottom. As it is heavy, it will go to the bottom. Don't drop the lid in there. Okay, now we have 5 eggs here that are at room temperature. This is important because they need to kind of, emulsify and do their thing, and temperature makes a big difference with that. So we're going to put them in this bowl here. Never crack them directly in there because you'll never get the shells out. And will there be shells? Probably. So far, no shells. It's usually the last one. You get cocky. It's 4. Egg number 5. No shells. Okay, I'm just going to quickly whip these up just a little bit to beat them up. This helps quite a bit because you don't really want to overblend the crap out of this. So this actually helps to prepare this, get ready to go in and get ready to blend in. All right, so this is just going in our blender like that. If you ever get flan that's lumpy and bumpy and not so good, it's the eggs. You over whipped them. Don't do that. Cream cheese is going in. Our next thing. You do not have to do anything special with this other than make sure it doesn't plop because plopping is bad. Now we have our 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is a very full blender because we're making a very nice flan. Okay. Hit it. There you go. That's how you make flan. Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to see more about it, I'm just kidding. There's more to this flan. So we're going to get to the rest of this thing. Stay tuned. This part here may be intimidating to some of you, but it's really quite easy. We got about 1.25 cup and a half of sugar. Doesn't hurt to have too much. So just use a little bit extra. Maybe I've got 2 tablespoons of water going in here. That's going to help get the sugar ready to go and speed up the process a little bit here. So we are just going to mix this up like crazy. We've got this pan over a fairly medium heat. You want to do this in a non-stick pan that is very, very clean because sugar does weird things when it mixes with fats. So don't do that. Now, when it gets nice and clumpy like this, you're starting to get a little color. You're probably 5-6 minutes in. You can see it's moving a little bit. Yeah, that's starting to get a little bit of color. Monitor your heat. Do not let this get overheated. You'll get to the iceberg stage, as I like to call it at this point. You think you screwed something up? You didn't. It'll just take about another minute and a half to get to about this point. They're starting to melt down. These will all melt out. You can smash them if you want, but about a minute and a half after you get to that point, you get to this point. Make sure you get all of the lumps out, no more bits, because this has to be fully smooth. Now we're going to pour this in the pan. It does not matter how much you pour in the pan. The flan will only loosen the amount that it wants to use. So you can pour in a ton extra and it doesn't affect it whatsoever. And it's really easy to get out of the pan. Water just melts this stuff away. But yeah, that's it. Now let's fill this thing up with some flan. All right, our caramel is done. Our flanera is hot. Very, very hot. So we're not going to touch that because it has hot caramel in it. What we do have is we have this here. Now this has been sitting. The reason I did this first is because you whipped a lot of air into this thing, and air is not your friend with a flan. You want creamy, you want dense, you want that unctuous, wonderful, silky mouthfeel. You don't get that from air. So we let this sit for just a little bit. It kind of, the bubbles reach the top. You kind of smack them down a little bit here. We are going to be good to go. This is looking fantastic. Yeah, okay. So what we have to do is strain this into here because there can be lumps. The eggs do weird things. Okay, 2 hands. Oh, this thing's really stuck. I'm going to put the lid back on for a second. She's really stuck. There we go. Maybe I should clean it. Maybe you should work out a little bit more. Get some more muscles going. Okay, this is going in. She is looking beautiful. She is looking very, very full. Oh, man, oh, man. She's looking gorgeous. Okay, that is it. As you can see, we got some bits. There's always going to be bits. Those bits are the chunky bits that make your flan not taste so good. So strain your flan. Okay. We have our lid. We don't need that lid. We do need this lid. So this is going in. It's going on. And this is what's great about a flanera or flannery or flanera, however you want to pronounce it. I don't care. All right. So this is going to go in the oven. We're going to fill up our water bath up about the side. I've got a pan in there right now. It's got a bunch of water in it. It's preheating a little bit, but this is going to go in. We got our lid on this thing. It's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour at 325. And then she comes out and then she rests and then you got to cool it. But let's start cooking it first. We can't eat it until we cook it. So off to the oven. So I've got a pan here with pretty good sides on it. This is just a half-sheet hotel pan. And I got some water in there already. The oven's preheated to 325 Fahrenheit. I'm adding a little bit more water to make sure it gets up about halfway up the pan, maybe a smidge more. And just be careful not to get water on the glass oven door. Because the glass will explode. It's tempered glass. Don't do that. Push this thing back in. It's going to cook for about an hour. And you'll know it's done when it's nice and done inside. When it comes out, that's what a done flan de queso looks like. It's perfect. All right, we're going to let this thing sit on the counter for about an hour. Then it goes in the fridge for at least 4 hours to firm up. And then we're ready to eat it. And now it's time for my smooth jazz voice. We're going to take a pan with a little bit of hot water in it. We're going to sit our flan in there just to warm this up. It's been in the fridge for a few hours, so it's cold. It's stuck to that pan, and a little bit of heat there is going to help. So we're going to take a knife here and just run around the edges. I'm using just the back of the knife, works great. Now we've got to get that out of there. Put that on a towel because you don't want that water getting in your flan. Heck no. We're going to take an inverted plate so that we can flip this thing upside down and get that flan out of that flanera, and we are going to eat us some flan. Now it's not going to want to come out easy. Just bang it a couple of times. It'll come right out. You'll hear the slurpy slurpy sound of the air scooting around, and ooh, baby, you've got flan right there. That's what we've all been waiting for, right? Yeah, it's so beautiful. That beautiful caramely brown sugary goodness as that knife cuts through this thing. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Some might even say it was sexy. I don't know, but all I know is it's delicious. And it is really, really ready to come out of here. Look at this. I'll do it in slow motion. Oh, yeah. Okay, that voice is getting a little creepy, but damn, that's a nice looking flan, isn't it? Look at how beautiful that is. It's somewhere between flan and cheesecake. It's gorgeous. We got a little bit of extra juice. We're just gonna pour over the top. Oh yeah, a little whipped cream is optional, but always appreciated. And folks, that right there is the ultimate flan de queso. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.